Hello, it's Maxine, Kaye, and yoga from the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. And we have had a lovely day. I trust you have too. It is toward the end of the day today that she and I are sending you this love note, knowing that you and we are continuing to find sweet and beautiful ways to stay in touch with each other. It's been a tough year. 14 months now, huh? And have you noticed that the world is changing very, very rapidly in many, many different ways? And boy, we can really feel that whirlwind of activity and not always knowing exactly where we're going with it. What's the direction for each of us? What's the direction for all of humanity? It's got to be better than it has been, huh? Well, I do know that whatever's going on in the entire human race consciousness, we're a part of. We are absolutely a part of. And that means that in addition to knowing that we are all individualized expressions of God, and that the truth and the beauty and the love and the harmony and the joy and all the beautiful things that are part of that divine life are our lives as well, that we are also a part of the upset and the unrest, that we can't really separate it up. We're part of all of humankind. And so what is happening in the world within all people is in some way an experience that we are capable of having too. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to stay in the upset or the divisiveness or the anger or the man's inhumanity to man. We're aware of it, though. It happens to be part of our lives. We are living it all together. We are not separate. You know, as John Donne said, no man is an island. No man stands alone. And each of us is a part of the other. And it's a good thing for us to recognize that. So while all this uncertainty is taking place, and where do we go from here, and what are all these major changes going on in the world, and what is our part in it, and what is mine to do? Always the question I ask myself, what is mine to do? I recently remembered something in speaking with a dear friend, that what our soul desires is worth listening to. And that there is a great difference between what is in our heart and soul that is our divine intention to express in our lives and in this world. Doesn't always align itself. We don't always allow it to be aligned with the roles that we play in the world. There is often a vast difference between the desire of our soul and the activity of each role. And sometimes we just take on these roles because it's expected of us, and we don't think too much about it. And after a while, sometimes the soul is saying, wait, this is not exactly in alignment with what I am here to express through you. Listen. And it begins with a whisper, doesn't it? Listen. Let me express my beautiful self. Don't just do all those things because people expect you to, because you thought you were supposed to. Listen. Let me express my creativity and my love and my wisdom by means of you. And then sometimes we don't listen at all. And we just keep being the whatever we've designed ourselves to be, filling the roles that might be important, might not be so important, might be something other people expect of us. And you, what would you like? What is your role in life? To love and to be loved. Okay, so I think she wants to go follow her bliss. There you go follow your bliss. Okay, so I think it's really important that we listen, because if we don't, with that whisper of the soul saying, I really need to express myself through you in a grander way, then we're going to become uncomfortable. And if we don't listen, We might have a shout. We might have something yelling at us. You know, it can be a whisper. It can be a 2x4 with the side of the head. Until we finally recognize, I have a divine discontent. I'm not really being true to myself by just doing what I'm doing. I want to dive deeply into my meditative practice. I want to open up my heart and listen. What truly is my soul telling me is mine to do? And can you imagine if everyone in the human race would take that deep dive and just take a breath and go, oh, let me rethink this. Let me look at things a little bit differently here. What we might come up with. But we have no control over what other people do, but we have a lot of control over what we do. So I want to start with myself by listening to those little whispers before it becomes a yell or a thump. I want to know what I'm here to do. And it feels wonderful just to ask, doesn't it? Come into our quiet place and ask. Ask your soul. You know, is the role that I am playing in alignment with what you brought me here to do? So that's my suggestion today. And if you have any thoughts about it, write them in the comments. I'd love to see what you're thinking about your soul and your roles. And I thank you for being with us today. Tomorrow, Reverend Mike will have a love note for you. And then Sunday, tune in. Do you know what Sunday is? Do you see these flowers right here? They're early for Mother's Day. I'm very, very grateful. And so we'll have a lovely Mother's Day service. And you'll have a lovely Mother's Day whether you're a mother, whether you're a son or a daughter, a brother, a sister, a father, a friend, a partner. We all have that nurturing nature. And I'll be talking about that on Sunday. So tune in, cslphilly.org. You'll have an opportunity to hear some great music and beautiful meditation treatment, a little talking, a little listening. And we just love finding all these beautiful ways to connect with you. And that same website, you can catch our love notes that we have been doing for the last 14 months. They're all archived there, as well as the Sunday morning live streams. And you can see what's coming up, including discussion about how we eventually will reopen the center. So stay in touch with what we're doing and keep us alive and growing by making a contribution. There's a button right there, and it makes it so easy. You can give to the closest source of your spiritual food, and if we are ever that for you, please consider making that contribution. We're so grateful to you. We love you. We'll see you soon. Namaste and good night for now.